Welcome to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Listen and grow as Del questions the status quo, encourages you to think differently, and empowers you to make a better life. Get ready as Del challenges core beliefs, seeks the truth, and reveals the roadmap to the lifestyle you really want. And now your host, multi-millionaire, national award-winning investor, CEO and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, Del Walmsley.
Welcome to Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and help begins. I'm your host, Del Walmsley, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom. Today, my friends, I've unpacked a lot of things today to bring to the table. I don't know what all I'm going to get to, but I'll tell you, I'm going to start out with this, and that is, I was thinking the other day as I'm sitting here consuming, in fact, gorging myself on motivational materials off of the internet and YouTube usually. And as I watch all these guys, and really mostly men, motivational speakers, I just ask myself, what are the key things that you should share with other people so they could enhance the successes in their life? So the financial backing, whether it runs in parallel with everything else we need in life, or whether it's the basis for being able to attain everything else we want in life, and you pick which one you believe in. I'm not trying to sell you on that point. I will just say that it's something that's important. I'll give it to that. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, all these people right now get excited at the beginning of the year, myself included. But I get excited at the beginning of the year and then stay excited the whole year. A lot of people at the beginning of the year say, okay, my life sucks. You know, I'm living a life of quiet desperation, whatever it be, because I have no money. I don't like my job. I'm physically, unhappy with myself, whatever it is. And then they come up with a New Year's resolution. Well, a New Year's resolution is, most cases, everything I've read about everybody else out there that has anything to say about New Year's resolutions is that 99% of the time they don't work. And for whatever reason, I could do a whole show on why New Year's resolutions don't work. But instead, I'd rather spend some time, at least in this segment, talking about what is different than a New Year's resolution. And I would suggest the first thing that I do, and I actually start doing it around Christmas and through the Christmas break to New Year's. The family's around, you're really not thinking about work, you're not thinking about anything. I start thinking about what I have. What have I been successful with so far? What have I accomplished? What in my life works? What in my life works that I should continue to do? And what in my life works maybe I should do a little bit more of because it's already there, it's easy, I know how to do it. And for me, the financial part's very easy for me, so I just throw a few more deals in. For you, you don't have a financial part other than work. You have an employment part, right? And so the first thing is to review. I think you have to take a moment and just sit by yourself and think about stuff. You have to really think deeply. You have to ask yourself those questions. Where am I really at in this world? Now, one of the problems that I know that I find myself is I don't know what a billionaire's life is like. I mean, we see glimpses of it, right? You see the yacht, the 250-foot yacht that wasn't big enough. You need a 500-foot yacht. That's the difference between a mega millionaire and a billionaire. You see the difference where, a multimillionaire might have a small plane. A mega millionaire has a 737. I mean, or a billionaire might have a 737, or he might have a fleet of planes, right? Of which I have neither, nor a yacht nor a plane. So if you were to draw a line between that type of level of living and your type of level of living, I'm on your side, right? I'm a normal guy. However, I do live in a 16,000 square foot house with a 20-car garage. I do have an extremely financially successful life, and I have everything I want. In fact, my biggest challenge in life is that I've accomplished every goal I really ever wanted to accomplish. And so now I'm looking for stimulation to create new goals, new things to do, new things to chase. I have hobbies. My hobbies could keep me busy every minute of every day, and I'd have a great time doing them. But there's no real long-term satisfaction from a train collection, a gun collection, physical fitness, and, total physical fitness. I mean, those are hobbies that I really enjoy doing, but they're not fulfilling. I mean, I don't even know how to explain that. They're locally fulfilling, but they're not the big rocks in life, right? It makes a major difference. All the big rocks in life that I've ever had, I've accomplished. Now, why am I telling you that? I'm telling you because my struggle, when I look back, when I do my review is, okay, Del, again, you set a couple goals for yourself, you did them, and you satiated your goals, and now you need something to do. That's my review, right? Your review might be, I didn't accomplish anything this year, or I only accomplished one of 5 things I wanted to accomplish. Now, making a resolution that you're going to go do it isn't going to fix that, right? What you have to do after you review is you have to reorganize your life. And it's simple. It's like people go, oh, you go on a diet. What kind of diet you go on? You go, it's really irrelevant what kind of diet, because I don't even call it a diet. I'm getting ready to go skiing. I realized that I hadn't worked out in like months. Oh my gosh. I couldn't even stand up on skis, let alone ski. I got to get back in shape. So what do? Well, I don't make a resolution that I'm going to do this stuff. I reorganize my day. And if you don't reorganize, in other words, you get stuck or trapped into a daily pattern. The only way to change habits, and I've done whole shows on habits before. The only way to change a habit is to give yourself a new habit. So I reorganize myself and say, okay, hey, I'm going to go skiing. Now I need to get in shape. So I'm going to put this period of time in. I have to figure out where that period of time will fit in. Because if you don't give it a period of time, you say, I'm going to do it, that won't work. You've got to literally rearrange the priorities of your life and make that step. Now, it's very difficult for you if you don't use these muscles, and the muscles is the muscles of change, the muscles of habit. You don't get used to this kind of stuff, but you need to get used to this stuff if you ever want to be where you want to be in life to be successful. You got to just start practicing. Start with something small. Make a small change. So I might make a small change in my eating, and I do when I decide that it's time to do that. And maybe it's just cut out sweets. Maybe it's, it's something simple. Or maybe it's just really like, I need to get something really quick done, whatever. And remember, really quick doesn't mean really long, but it means I need it done. I need to be here. And then I will go on a specific diet, which, by the way, I know lots of different diets. Very few work successfully. I know the right diets that work. And I'm not going to give you a seminar on diets. That's not what I do anymore. I used to do that. I used to be a guy that would help people get in shape. That's not what my chosen calling is anymore. But I know, and I'll tell you that a lot of them out there don't work, right? So we reorganize. The same thing's going to have to be true with your finances. If you figure out that your finances are not where they want to be, you're going to have to reorganize. When that paycheck comes in the door, how much of it are you putting towards your mortgage payment? How much are you going to put towards your 401k? How much are you going to put towards your IRA? How much are you going to go spend? How much are you going to give away to your kids? How much are you going to waste? All that stuff. You have to start reorganizing that stuff. Or if you want to have passive income to be able to retire, then you have to look at where your net worth is. And how much equity do you have in your house that you could use? That equity is earning you nothing right now. It's debt equity. How much money do you have in your 401k that's earning you nothing? That 401k is not paying you anything each month. There's no way you retire unless you have that 401k paying you. It won't pay you until you start taking money out. But when you take money out, it's not necessarily earning you any money. So the bottom line is you have to find out, you have to move your net worth, your assets, from non-productive places to productive places. One of the biggest epiphanies people have, largest, if that's a better way to say it, epiphanies people have when they come to my 2-day workshop is when I ask them to go through and add up all of their net worth, their 401ks, their IRAs, their savings accounts, the net equity of their home, gold, Bitcoin, whatever you have, add it all up and come up with your net worth. And everybody should do this once and just try it. And then look at what passive income do you have that's not related to your job. In other words, it's not earned income. It comes in stuff like rental income, dividends, that come out of your stocks, oil royalties. Whatever it is, it's got to be passive. You don't go to work for it, and you get it. You add all that up, the average person earns less than 1% on their money a year. Less than 1%. So you have to reorganize that. Now, I reorganize everything monthly, and this is one of the points I would make why I'm able to sustain this stuff month in, month out, year round, is that I go through this process every month. Not as in depth, probably, but no, gosh, I guess it is as in depth. I'm just thinking about this because once you establish the plan, right? Once you establish the plan at the beginning of the year, whether it's for the first quarter plan, like I'm getting ready to go skiing, so it's a short plan, or whether it's an all year long plan, like I'm looking to increase my financial wealth every year. Once that plan's in place, you reorganize, you're revisiting every month to find out how far did I deviate from that. If you ever think about going somewhere, and this is a very interesting point about success, if you realize going somewhere, you never go directly there. If you ever lived in the north and you walked in the snow, and you just start trying to walk straight and turn around and look at your track, one leg is longer than the other, and you're walking in a circle whether you realize it or not. Now, if, on the other hand, you can take and find a tree at the other side of the field and you can focus on that tree and walk directly towards that tree, your path, when you turn around and look, will wobble back and forth, but you will get to the tree, which means you'll end up where you want to be. Same thing is true with sailing. The wind blows you where it wants to blow you. You can't go directly where you want to go. What you can do is use the wind to push you back and forth across the triangle pattern. That triangle pattern, if you continue to go back and forth across the wind pattern, will get you where you want to go. But you're doing something called tacking. So in your situation and my situation, what we have to do, because we're not perfect, we can't stay on the diet every day, we can't go to work out every single day the time we should, when we should, we're going to mess up, and we have to tack back. By revisiting every month, you can go, ooh, I tacked a little to the left. Maybe I need to tack a little more to the right. Maybe you started out and you went too hard. You went too hard on your diet. You lost energy. You got tired. You couldn't sustain it. Okay, well, let's go the other way with the diet. Let's add something back we need. Same thing with your finances. Okay, maybe I need to tack the other direction. Now, my tacking, and I'll tell you just so you can get an example of what my tacking, I have this constant battle financially because I'm buying something all the time. My constant battle is, do I want the highest rate of return that I can find? Or do I want the easiest product to work with? Whew, man, I'll tell you what, I can make a lot of money buying properties in the C and D area of town. A C or D property is where I've made really my largest gains. Except when 2008 there was a giant market crash and all the Bs went on sale for 50 cents on the dollar. And then I made a great amount of money in Class Bs. Let's take a short break, come back, and I'm going to tell you the next portion of what you need to do to get this thing working. We'll be right back with the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Teaching you with a roadmap to creating the lifestyle you really want. Keep listening. The Del Walmsley Radio Show returns in moments.
There is a dream killer here somewhere today. You're going to run into somebody that's going to tell you this stuff doesn't work. Like Vanette said, it's a scam. This is probably a multi-level marketing program. Somebody is going to tell you it doesn't work. because you're the wrong race, the wrong age, the wrong sex, the wrong sexual preference, the something or other. That this is all set up so rich people can be successful and all you poor people can't. And if you believe that, they've won. But if you don't, you win.
Don't believe the dream killers. Start winning today with the Lifestyles Unlimited free workshop. Get the knowledge you need to replace your income in 2 to 5 years, and then find out how to take action. Register for the free online workshop at lifestylesunlimitedworkshop.com.
You're hearing the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Want more life-changing knowledge? Access our podcast and listen on demand at lifestylesunlimited.com under the radio tab. Now your host, Del Walmsley.
Welcome back to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Today we're talking about the New Year's Eve resolution myth and how it really doesn't work and what you should do instead. And in this segment, we want to move on to the third step in this process, and that is after you reviewed what you have accomplished and where you're at, and you have reorganized your life to give yourself the time to do the things you need to do, the next thing to do is actually do it. You're going to redeploy. We're going to move some money around, guys. You've got to get out there and move some of this money to where you can get to it. You can't do real estate without money. No matter what these gurus tell you, it costs money. Now, it's not a cost. I really shouldn't use the word cost. It's an investment. So you've got money invested in your house. It's earning you nothing. Invested in your 401k that does not send you a check in the mail every month. We want you to employ or to move that money to where we can deploy it, and you can invest in something that's going to send you a check. I just closed on 2 more deals in December. I got another one I'm going to close in next week. I'm looking at 3 or 4 others that I want. In fact, I think there's a deal that I'm going to go passive with one of the members here. Get in their deal. It looks good. I like the deal. I like the person. I've been in the deals with the person before, and they've always come through. Never made the bad decisions that other people have opted into. And so I'm happy with that person, but I looked at the deal and I like the deal too. So in this particular deal, it's not as high a rate of return as I can get in other deals. But in my mind, the risk factor and the involvement is obviously zero, and the risk factors are very low. So there's a balance right there. But the difference is, okay, I'm going to give this guy a very small amount of money compared to the other deals I might do by myself where I'm in control and I know there's very little risk. I might put larger amounts in that. So now I have these different situations, right, where I can deploy something. I've got to get this money deployed for my financial success to change. And it just means moving it. Now, in my mind, in my house, my family office, which is me, I look at my savings accounts every month. I remember when savings accounts were earning 1/3%, and I started moving into stuff that's earning 1%, and then all of a sudden I moved into stuff 2, 3, 4, 4.5%, 5, 5.5%. I'm moving millions of dollars around savings accounts, guys, and I know that sounds ridiculous to have millions, but the millions are there because they're waiting to be invested. But I'm moving them into 5.5% interest savings accounts, not money markets, not CDs, not, things where people can short-term bonds or what, none of that stuff. Savings accounts where I can get the money back out and they're paying instantly when I need to close another deal. I'm closing another. I just did 2 deals in December. I had to move that money instantly within a day into my checking account where I can move it from my checking account into the closing. That's the way it has to work. Otherwise, you miss these deals. So, but I'm moving that money around. So the point is, every month I'm looking at this and I'm saying, hey, there's another place. I just saw another savings place that's even higher interest. I got to move some money over there. And in the same token, while I'm doing all of that, I have to look at the possibilities, right, of how safe is this money. So I have to make decisions and balance the decisions on, okay, I need this much liquidity in case a better deal comes along. I need to get this amount of money so I'm not missing out on opportunity that may go away. And that's something you have to think about right now, because I'm going to be sharing with you this week and next week and really all of January about how these opportunities that I've been telling you for years now would come, telling you for months now they have arrived, and they are here. And if you're not out there with us buying this stuff right now, you're going to, a year from now, just look at yourself and hate yourself. I swear, you got to see what's going on. And I will cover all that in detail. This, as shows go on this week, this month, whatever, I'm going to cover in detail what's going on. But just take my word for it right now. You need to get excited and you need to get hyped up about what's going on, because it's happening right now. But you have to redeploy. You have to do something. How much do you have to do? Do whatever you can do. When I walked in the gym the first day coming back, I did leg presses with I think half the rack, and which is nothing to me, but I didn't want to kill myself. So don't go kill yourself. The next time I came in, I got up to the whole rack and did 10 reps with the whole rack. So, I felt it out. I did, half the rack. I didn't get too sore. I couldn't walk or anything. Okay, let's go up, let's go a little higher. Same thing. Buy a rent house. Buy 2 rent houses. Buy a 4-plex. Buy a small apartment. Or if you want to do some passive investing, put a very small amount in. Put in 25 grand. Put in 50 grand. Put a very small amount into one of these deals just to get yourself through the process. Go through the process of finding the person and the deal you want to get into. Go through the process of signing up for the paperwork. Go through the process of making the money liquid and getting the money over to the person doing the deal and getting involved. These are all small steps. They're little exercises. And think of it as an exercise in learning something, an exercise physically in doing something. But all these little exercises end up to a result. So it's very important that you deploy modestly at first, build the muscles of investing, and then deploy more aggressively as you go on. This isn't something you just go out there and say, okay, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to find a deal, and I'm going to give them $500,000. Don't do that, guys. Go through the process. Give them the smallest amount of money that they will take. Or if you're going to go do your own deal, do the deal that you're totally comfortable with doing, whatever it costs. Because the amount of money invested in the deal you're doing is irrelevant most times, because you could get the money back. If you did the deal wrong, you just turn around, sell it, and get out of it. Boy, that was a mistake. But if you're being coached or mentored by myself or one of my other mentors, then we will help you not make that mistake, so that the first decision, the first buy is effective. If the first one does what you want it to do, then you're going to build up that confidence. You're going to build up the security-backed feeling that this works. And that's that sustenance, I said. After you have air, food, water, and a house to live in, you need sustenance. How do I sustain all this? Well, if I'm out there investing and giving away my money and losing it, there's no sustenance in that, right? So you've got to get out there and start taking these baby steps. The bottom line is that we're now to the point where we're going to discuss one more topic. A guy sent me an email the other day, and he brought this point up to me. Very relevant point. In fact, it was so relevant, I went and looked it up. And it's called decision fatigue. All right? So there's more to this. I just want to get through some of this information here, and then we'll come back and we'll tie it up for the end of the show. It says, decision fatigue is the idea that after making many decisions, your ability to make more and more decisions over the course of a day become worse. Every day, just in your personal lives, we're making tons of decisions, and a lot of these decisions you're not consciously making. So here we go. The problem is, for you to be successful, if you want to increase your success, whether it be for financial or whether it's physical, whether it's setting goals for yourself emotionally, setting goals for yourself relationship-wise, whatever your goal is, travel, whatever it is, you have to have a plan, because you will not be able to make the decisions on a minute-by-minute, hour-by-hour, day-by-day basis that will get you where you want to go, because your life will get consumed by the thick of thin things. Thin, unimportant things will consume your life, right? So the only way to overcome that decision fatigue, and what's interesting, they said, look, not only do the decisions, do you get tired, and that makes you feel tired and emotionally drained, that there's 50 things jerking you around during the day. Problem is your decision-making powers are getting weaker the more tired you are. So I make most of my big decisions in the mornings. That's what it says in here you should do. I just happen to do it anyway. I get up in the morning. It's just the way my life is organized because I have dogs. And I love my dogs, and I've never really had anything to take care of like my dogs. But I get up every day because they got to go to the bathroom. But that allows me to get up and have some time with them, some time on the internet to watch whatever I want to watch. It doesn't have to be business-related, just whatever I feel like. It gives me some time to unpack, decompress, and then think, and then organize, and get myself ready to go. Getting up 30 minutes earlier in your day could make that happen for you, an hour earlier. You don't realize that morning sleep like that is not going to be missed. And if it does, you just go to bed earlier. Right now, you stay up that extra hour because you don't care because you're watching TV. Get rid of the TV, go to bed an hour early, get up. Whatever it is, the bottom line is you're going to have to learn to organize yourself so you don't make these decisions. Now, what they call that, and by the way, I'm going to get to this word, they call it streamlining your choices. I like that. Basically, what they're saying by streamlining your choices, they're saying get organized, write things down, create a plan, right? And that's what I'm telling you. Create a plan of what you want to have in your life so when it comes to it, you don't make a decision. Should I go to the gym or should I go home? Should I eat right? Should I not eat right? Right? Should I take the money I have in my hand right now and invest it in the stock market, or should I go buy some real estate with it? Pre-think these items. Have a plan and then just do it. You'll be surprised how much less tired you are in a day and how many more good decisions you'll make if you'll just plan some of them out. I'm not saying a resolution to change something. I'm saying it's a plan to change something, right? Decisions have different weights. Many, in fact, most decisions you make, 1,000 decisions a day. You open the refrigerator, you look in, you go, what do I take, right? What do I eat? What do I drink? What do I do? 1,000 decisions a day. But one decision a day will change your life. I'm going to move some money from here to there. I'm going to redeploy my resources. I'm going to change some time. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to redeploy some time. I need to spend time with my kids. I'm going to redeploy some time. Whatever it is, the decisions that you make 1,000 of a day do nothing for you compared to the one or two ones that really make a difference. So they're saying, number one, organize. The next thing they say is try to delegate decisions. All right? So for me, how that works is I try to get my team involved in everything I do and let them make decisions that don't have to be made by me. If you have people working with you, whether it be running your apartment complex or running your real estate company or running your training program, you have people working. You have to get people that you can trust to make those decisions. Get them off your plate. Next, make the big decisions in the morning and stop second-guessing the decisions. Make the decision, stand by the decision, and let it take you where you need to go. That way you'll be making one or two really good decisions each morning, and then you can go out into the world and just put up with the rest of it. The last thing they say is develop a daily routine. Like I said, habits and habitual reality that exists can be changed only by replacing with a new set of habits. I hope some of this helps you get started for this new year. And remember this, it's not the money, it's the lifestyle. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
The information and opinions you hear on the Del Walmsley Radio Show are those of the host, Del Walmsley, his guests, and his callers. The Del Walmsley Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented on the Del Walmsley Show constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.